Today, we are going to explore the true event of April 10th, 1912, an incident that changed the entire world of engineering forever. This is the story of RMS Titanic, a ship that was called unsinkable. But within just a few hours, that belief was shattered. This ship began its journey from Southampton with its destination set for New York. On board were wealthy businessmen, famous personalities, and thousands of ordinary passengers, all heading toward a new life in America. The captain of the ship was 62-year-old Edward John Smith. Everything seemed perfect. 269 meters long, 53 meters tall, costing $7.5 million at that time. And the luxury inside? It was like a floating five-star hotel. Grand staircases, swimming pool, gym, library, everything was extraordinary. But the ship's greatest strength became its greatest weakness, because people began to believe this ship can never sink. And this is where the engineering failure begins. April 12, 1912. Titanic started receiving iceberg warnings. The Atlantic Ocean was filled with ice, but the ship did not reduce its speed. 21.5 knots, around 40 kilometers per hour. The warnings were ignored. April 14th, night. A dark, moonless sky, cold winds blowing. Standing in the crow's nest was Frederick Fleet. At 11:39 p.m., he suddenly spotted a massive iceberg ahead. He rang the bell and called the bridge. At 11:40 p.m., just 1 minute later, Titanic struck the iceberg. The iceberg was enormous, as big as a football field, weighing around 1.5 million tons. And now, the real engineering fault begins. First mistake: flawed safety design. Titanic had a double-bottom hull, but on the sides, it was only a single layer. The iceberg scraped along the side, and the hull was torn open. Second mistake: watertight compartment design. There were 16 compartments, but the walls were not fully sealed. Water spilled from one compartment to another, filling 6 compartments, while the limit was only 4. Third mistake: weak materials. Low-quality iron rivets were used. In cold temperatures, they became brittle and broke upon impact, causing the plates to separate. Fourth mistake: overconfidence. Captain Edward John Smith did not slow down. Ice warnings were ignored, and the risk was underestimated. Fifth mistake: lifeboat shortage. 20 lifeboats with a capacity of around 1,200 people, but there were over 2,200 passengers on board. Half the people had no chance of survival. Sixth mistake: lack of preparation. Safety drills were canceled, and the crew was not ready. Seventh mistake: communication failure. Nearby was SS Californian, just 37 kilometers away, but even after seeing distress rockets, they did not respond. Final moments. At 12 a.m., distress signals were sent. The radio operator, Jack Phillips. The signal was received by RMS Carpathia, but distance 107 kilometers, time required about 3.5 hours. At 2:20 a.m., Titanic broke into 2 parts. Over 1,500 people lost their lives. The water temperature was -2 degrees, and within minutes, the human body shut down. After this disaster, International Ice Patrol was formed. SOLS was introduced. Lifeboats became mandatory, and 24-hour radio systems were enforced. Even today, Titanic teaches us engineering is not just about design. It is about responsibility. Final line. Titanic didn't sink because of the iceberg. It sank because of human errors, arrogance, and poor decisions.